Ladies and gentlemen, podcast listeners of all ages, are you bored with traditional and dull real estate content?
Yes!
Do you want to be entertained by the most successful, innovative, and forward-thinking industry professionals?
Yes!
Do you want to elevate your business, be challenged to take action, and raise the bar in your personal and business dojo?
Yes!
Now welcome your ninja host, Jeff Pfitzer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is episode number 2 of the Ninja Content Podcast, and I am super excited for my guest today, who is Mr. Tristan Ahumada. I think I said that correctly. And he is the creator and co-founder of Lab Coat Agents. He is a Keller Williams agent, and if you don't know about Lab Coat, you should. And I'm going to let him tell you a heck of a lot more about it. Tristan, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me today.
Dude, I love it. Episode 2.
That's it.
So good. So good.
That's how important you are, because I only want super inspirational and guests that matter. And you, in my book, are up there.
Dude, I'm loving this already. All right. So thank you. Thank you for that intro, man. Lab Coat Agents has been around since 2014. And it was a creation that came about by me and my wife. And it was something that I had been trying to create for about a year, because I had the opportunity to be speaking for Realtor.com across the nation. They were flying me here and there, and I was always having the same questions over and over. What did you mean by this? How do you convert here? Well, what do you do if online leads do this? And I was like, we've got to find a place to be able to share this information with realtors so we can kind of collaborate, kind of like a big mastermind. And I was thinking like a website or something like that. And my wife said, why don't you just put it up on Facebook? Do one of those groups. And I'm like, Facebook? I don't even use Facebook. And she's like, no, I really think you should do that. I said, okay, well, let me think about it. So like the week went by and I was like, maybe I should do that Facebook thing. And so I hit up Realtor.com and I said, hey guys, this is my idea. Will you guys back me and kind of help promote it when your sales floor is calling up all these agents? And they're like, that's an awesome idea. Yeah, we'll definitely help you out, because at that point we were collaborating at a high level. I shut the door in my room with my ISA and another agent. And I say, hey guys, let's figure out a name for this thing that we're going to create. It's going to be super huge. And they're like, oh yeah, whatever. But they helped me. And Jacob, still with me. He's my main ISA. He's been with me for a few years. He came up with the tagline, which was, geez, I can't even think of it right now. But together we came up with the name Lab Coat Agents. We were thinking of something techie, something more like systems. And we thought, kind of like a lab, maybe like wearing a lab coat. And we're like, Lab Coat Agents, right? The science of real estate, or exploring the science of real estate. That was Jacob's tagline right there. And I was like, dude, after 2 hours, we were done. And we kind of envisioned the logo too. And I went to work. I created a Facebook group. And the first time I launched it was at a webinar I had with Realtor.com. And then about 100, 120 people jumped on. One of my first admins besides Jacob was Steve Passanelli, who you know from BombBomb. He used to work at Realtor.com. We started growing slowly. And then probably like 6 months in, we were like at about 2,000 people. I'm like, wow, this is getting bigger. And that's when Steve Passanelli, my friend, he said, dude, you've got to meet this other agent. His name is Nick Baldwin. He was running this other group and he's no longer there. But I think you guys have a very similar trajectory and he could really help. I said, okay, bring him on. I brought him on. I didn't talk to Nick for like 6 months. We just messaged each other, posted. And then like 2015, that summer, I was like, this is getting way big. I think we need to talk. So we talked and the trajectory was just going so fast. We're like, we need to create an LLC because we're having so many opportunities from this. And we did. And my wife was the one now that handles the finances. She's like the CFO. Nick's like the COO. And I just remained the CEO. And it's been fun, man. It's been fun helping out all these agents.
You never stop hearing about it every day, I imagine, since then. And did you say 2000? Is that what you said?
We were at 2000 at that time, yeah.
Let's rewind the clock. 2000, was that MySpace days?
Dude, it kind of was. MySpace was kind of I think they were trying to figure out what to do. They were kind of floundering. They were like, should we change it? Should we copy Facebook? And then they were about to flip over and die.
And Facebook was probably primarily college students, which is what it started as. And you guys decided to take this, which is, I tell you what, that's some amazing foresight by your wife. Kudos to her, because first of all, I bet you wish if there was a stock in Facebook that you had invested in that in 2002, because you'd probably be retired right now.
Oh, well, dude, no. Okay. So in 2004 was when Facebook came out. 2006, they started then making it more public to everybody. That's when I jumped onto Facebook. But the group, we created the group in 2014.
Gotcha.
That's when we created it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the groups, man, nobody knew anything about groups. It was just very, very minimal. Yeah, my wife did have a great insight on the group thing. I was like, wow, I wouldn't have ever thought of it. So now you see every single group out there that there's a group for eating peanut butter. There's a group for buying light bulbs. There's a group for
so here I am in the Midwest. You're out on the West Coast, where all innovative things are happening. And I know that some of my real estate friends are engaged in lab coat agents, but let's just assume that there's still a ton of them out there. And by the count that I'm looking at, lab coat agents, that page has over 19,000 members. So there's a lot of people out there that are on this.
There's two different ones. We've got the business page, which is about 11,000, which doesn't have too many. And then there's the Facebook group, which has 80,000.
80,000. So I'm looking at the referral group. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the referral group that we have the largest referral group for real estate agents at just over 19,000. That's the largest real estate referral group. The next one is this one by Keller Williams.
That is fantastic. 80,000 in the original group. Let's stick on that one first.
Yeah.
So if I'm a real estate agent who is living under a rock and I have no idea what lab coat agents is or why I should be in it, what are some of the main reasons why, as a real estate agent, I want to be a part of lab coat agents? And if I'm an agent who does know about it but isn't utilizing it, why should I be more engaged with it?
Great points, man. I think if you haven't heard of lab coat agents, you need to be on there, because what we do is we try to figure out the best ways to use the technology out there so that you can have success in real estate. A lot of the times people buy tools, they sign up with a vendor, and they don't quite use it the right way. So we systematize the process of having success in real estate with the right tools and just really the right mindset. So we bring both together. You'll see it if you haven't been on the group and you jump on, you'll see that you're going to get a little bit of chatter from here and there that has nothing to do with systems and tech. And it's challenging running a group of 80,000 people. Nick and I have a hard time, but we do interject in there, and we do have our admins. We have 23 admins and other people that help us as well. And we try to keep all that content going by letting them know, hey, everyone, this is what we're writing. This is what we're doing. To the point that we even created a blog. It's at labcoatagents.com. We were finding that a lot of the things that we were writing in the group, if it didn't catch steam initially, it would easily get pushed to the bottom. Like, let's say we created a great drip for texts for all incoming leads from online leads, right? We would just share it for free because that's what we do. And all of a sudden, after like 6 hours, it would be towards the bottom and then no one would see it. So we're like, why don't we create a blog so that it lives there forever and it's easy to send a link to people when they have those questions? So that's what we did. And now we have a blog which has a lot of these great systems and tools and that have really made us a lot of money.
This is a very cool website. I just jumped on it, but I don't want to stay on this topic because I think, and I'm not a real estate agent, I'm in the mortgage business, but what I'm trying to do is create content for real estate agents to provide them something that's valuable to their business, which is not the same old boring, here's my mortgage rates, here's my marketing, here's my programs. We all have the same stuff. It's basically a commoditized industry. So when I go to this website and I track and I watch lab coat agents, and every real estate agent has mentors. Every real estate agent probably belongs to a brokerage where they have friends in the business, maybe a sphere of 20 to 200 people. I don't understand why I wouldn't be in this group, because what I see is people just asking very simple questions. Does anyone use combo lock boxes for their listings? and then you get like 500 replies. And then from all over the country. So it's just such an awesome resource. I don't understand why somebody wouldn't be on lab coat agents.
I think that's what we've grown so fast. We grow at about 2,500 agents a month. It's been pretty steady for a year. I think it's just once people get a hold of it, they're like, wow, this is great. And then they tag their friends and bring them on. But when we were really small, people were really hesitant to share. They were like, no, we want to keep this secret because it's so much good information. And at that point, it was just me and Nick, and I think Regina and Josh were posting as well, just from our personal experiences. As we've grown, it's just taken a life of its own where Nick and I post probably 10 times a day together. And we do our lives, we do our webinars, we just offer a lot. But the cool thing is that everyone else is participating too. And the questions that they ask, some of those are really thought-provoking and other ones are, we hate Zillow. So we have to delete those, right?
I tell you what, I saw one the other day, which was obviously relevant to my business and is a hot topic, which was about Keller Williams Mortgage. And I don't want to get into that, but what an awesome topic. And time sucked about an hour of my day to read all the comments because I was really curious to hear what people have to say about it because that's a hot topic in our market. I'm sure it's in your market.
Dude, totally.
This is powerful. So that is Lab Coat Agents, over 80,000 members. If you're not a member, you're, dare I say, just not very cool. You want to be a part of this group.
Thanks, man.
Talk to me about some of these other groups. So there's a broker edition, there's a book club, there's a conference connection, there's referrals. Give a little spiff on each of those.
Yeah, so probably the best one after this one, to tie between the referrals group and the broker one. The broker one, we try to keep it very broker-centric so that if you are a broker, you can get in. If you're not, you can't get in.
How do you vet that?
So Regina Brown runs that group, and she's a broker out of San Diego. She was one of our first members, and she's helped us grow a lot. She makes sure that everybody who goes and applies to get into the group, she just verifies that they are a broker through the system. She goes on the back and checks their license and see if they are. And if she can't find anything, she messages them and says, hey, are you a broker? Tell me what you do. Tell me what you run. And that's how it goes with that one. So I love that group because it is very broker original. So the other thing is we also have the referral group, and referrals go back and forth on that one so much. That is my favorite group. Honestly, an agent could run their whole business if they're in one of the bigger cities just off of sitting in that group and making sure that they get those referrals. Last year, I had 5 referrals that we closed from that group alone, free. In my area, that's a lot of money, man.
Let me repeat that. If you're not in Lab Coat Agents referrals, you're missing out on a hell of an opportunity to gain business from somebody who needs to refer from anywhere else in the country. It's that simple. All you have to do is join. There's nothing to it.
And all this is free. It's not like we're charging for this. People are like, well, how do you maintain it for free? What we do is we test out so many products, and we only talk about those products that have worked for us. And so, for instance, we tested out SmartZip for 6 months before we actually talked about it, where we made a deal with them where we'll help them out in return for them helping us out. So that's how it works. We maintain all this for free, all that information, webinars, blogs, sites, because this is a full-time job on our part. Besides running our real estate teams, we run Lab Coat Agents.
Phenomenal. So let's move on to the next one. Talk about the book club. It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, the book club is very fun. We just try to pick a book a month, and Ruth Jones runs that. What she wants to do is just keep it going, just kind of very motivational, working on your mindset, very low key. That one's grown quite a bit as well. We don't push that one as much, and it's grown very organically.
Cool. Have you introduced Living with a Seal to that group?
No, man, I haven't. But you know what's cool? Sometimes when we do introduce a book, we also have the author come in and do a quick Facebook Live with us for like 15, 20 minutes. So that's what's cool. I mean, the exposure that we have because of Lab Coats has given us the ability to reach out to authors and other public figures where we can bring them into the group and they can just have a Facebook Live with us.
That's
and the
fantastic.
Group loves that.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm not going to talk too much about that because that's a future podcast, but Jesse Itzler is coming out with a new book, which is the monk one. I think you saw that.
Yes,
our mastermind.
It looks good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. And then the last one that I see on here is the conference connections. And I will also mention that when I go to your website, there is a live event in June. I assume that the conference connections is basically just letting people know what the heck's going on, where you can go suck up information, join mastermind, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just saying, hey, look, there's this event going on this month, whether it's R4 for RE/MAX or Century 21 or Keller Williams Fame of the Reunion, because we aren't one broker. Yeah, I'm with Keller Williams and so is Nick. But the whole idea behind this was always to be able to bring all brokerages together in one place so that we can just share ideas, because so many times we're just closed, right? I remember when we started, people were actually making fun of the group and saying, why would you give away all your secrets? It doesn't make sense. I'm like, why not? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's collaboration. I don't know if the real estate business is as much like the mortgage business, but it seems like, your competitors, there's some of us out there that are just very willing to share. I mean, there's enough business to go around. We've all survived this long. That's not going to change. We'll all be a much more cohesive and happy planet if we just get along, right? I mean,
well, I think, Jeff, you hit it right there, because you and I, we live a life of abundance, right? There's no scarcity in the life that we live. That's the way that other people can see us as well. And I think if we start spreading that little by little, we can change our industry, because there's no need to be closed and hoard something that doesn't need to be hoarded.
Right, absolutely. Everybody can benefit from it, basically. So tell me a little bit about the live event that's coming up in June. Looks like it's going to be in San Diego, Coronado. Is that Coronado Island, I guess?
Yeah, man. Coronado, beautiful, beautiful island. We're at the Lowe's Coronado. It's a really nice resort-style hotel on the beach, on the water. And we're going to have an event June 26th through the 28th. We've got Facebook. They're going to be there. They're going to have a few people from their Facebook Messenger department as well, because you see Messenger coming up in the ranks and everybody's talking about AI and bots. So they're going to have somebody there. We're trying to get somebody from Instagram as well, since Facebook does own them. And obviously you're going to have myself and Nick speak up there. We're going to have people talking about automation, automating the systems so that you can have better lead generation, better lead conversion, and just automating your business as much as possible. And we're going to talk a little bit about marketing and lead generation. Then we're going to have breakouts where we're going to be talking about team building and just scripts, and just generating the best business practices as possible. We also have one keynote speaker. We have a couple, but one, we haven't announced her yet, but it's a household name. And when we do, everybody knows this person. So it's going to be cool, dude. I can't wait. I just have to sign the contract. That's all.
Before you put that out there. Is it limited to a certain number of people?
Yeah, we're probably going to cap it out just a little over 500. We released tickets about 2 weeks ago, and we've sold about 150 tickets in 2 weeks. So I'm pretty sure we'll get to our number, especially now that the tickets are $249. They're going to go up to $349 on March 15th. So I know we'll get another push on March 14th and 15th, because one thing realtors do is we procrastinate really well.
I think that's just an industry prerequisite for all
it
of
is.
us.
It's like, do you procrastinate? Check. Oh, here's your real estate license.
If we give a loan officer or a real estate agent the flexibility to control their own schedule, that's exactly what they do, and not very well for the most part. So for example, if you're going to come to an event like this, do you find that the majority of those people are coming from the West Coast, or are you getting people coming from all over the country?
All over, man. We took a look at the 150 tickets we've sold, and there are people from Florida, New York, Louisiana, Texas, Michigan, Indiana. We had quite a few from San Diego because it's right there, right? And that's expected. Oh, and North Carolina and South Carolina. Yeah, we are getting quite a few, but we do have a huge following throughout the nation, so that's expected. I just can't wait. A lot of these people are our friends from a long time ago, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8+ years. And so it's cool. It's nice to bring them back. I think the last 2 events we've had, the last one was in Miami Beach at the Ritz-Carlton. So we always try to pick a location that makes you have a great experience. And Facebook was there as well. And people loved it, man. They just wish they could have gotten more of it. So
that's phenomenal. So I guess what you're saying is I need to keep holding my breath on you hosting an event in the Midwest, because the climate's not quite what San Diego or Miami is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe we could do like a half-day event. We've done some half-day events. Those have gone really, really well. Where we bring Nick, myself, sometimes we can get the Facebook people out there. If we can't, we can always bring Travis Tom, who is a Facebook coach. So
guru. I would call him a guru.
Yeah, so he's one of our guys. So, dude, if you want to put something together, we could definitely bring a few of our lab coat agent professors and do like a half-day event.
Man, that would be cool. That would be cool. That is a topic for another day, I think, between you and I, but definitely would love to do that. So if people are wanting to real estate agents, and I would argue to say, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but mortgage professionals, if you think like me, I try to put myself in the shoes of a real estate agent, and what would I do if I was a real estate agent? So correct me if I'm wrong, but mortgage professionals are also welcome to be members of these groups. Am I correct?
Yeah, this group is mainly real estate agents, brokers, that I categorize those all together, and mortgage brokers as well. That's the second amount of population we have, highest population we have. And then we also have some vendors as well, because if people have questions about a product, we usually try to bring in the CEO or one of the C executive level people from that vendor, product, or tech, so that they can answer the questions better. We like to be fair to everybody. That's what the group really consists of right there.
That's awesome. So on Facebook, just pull up Lab Coat Agents, correct?
You got it, man. Go to Lab Coat Agents, go to the group, not the business page. The business page only has about 11,000 likes. The group has 80,000. Go to that one and then go to the Lab Coat Agents referrals. One of the questions we always get in the group, besides what CRM should I use? That's the number one most popular question. Number two is, what coach should I use, or should I even get a coach? And number three is, what do you guys think is going to happen in the next year or two with real estate? Those are the top three questions. I always like to answer the third one better, because the first two are kind of really depends on you.
Of course.
But the third one, we're looking at automation really being the future of our business. And the more you look at the technology that's out there that allows us as agents or mortgage brokers to be able to automate part of our business, that business that can be automated, the more leverage you're going to have to focus more on your clients and give that service that's needed. So I think that's something to look for. That's something we always talk about here in Lab Coat Agents. I think it's the next 3 to 5 years, man. You're going to see it big, automation or AI.
Now that you bring that up too, when it comes to automation, are you referencing, a quick response to a lead? What is probably the hottest topic within the automation?
There's a few different things, man. There's a few different things. You can start at the lowest level possible and look at automation just as a plain lead response. So a lead comes through from wherever, online source, and there's an automated process. Whereas if they come through inquiring on a property, a response goes out and says, hey, you were looking at this property, or you were looking at properties on my website. Do you have any questions, or can you tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for? They respond back. Then the system responds back automatically based on what they're saying. Or if they don't respond, the system keeps on sending a message, whether it's text, email, voicemail drop, video, or a combo of all of them. That's automation in its simplest form. What we're seeing that's growing is where you look at a chatbot, and all of a sudden you're looking at the chatbot deciding what to say based on what the question is, right? Obviously, all these answers are ones that you've programmed yourself. Like you go to ChatFuel, there's a website, you go to chatfuel.com, you can create your own responses to a chatbot and then put it into Facebook Messenger. And then all of a sudden, you've got an awesome automated system. Those are cool. You're going to gradually see those. But I think what really astounds me is something that's more dynamic, that changes based on your actions. And the best example I can give is this. Facebook, and the reason I bring up Facebook is because they're the second largest, maybe even first, between Google and Facebook. It's always between them. We spend about 15 minutes a day, 50, on Facebook as a nation, United States.
On average. That's on average.
Wow. Which is pretty crazy, right? But knowing that, why wouldn't you then target, you as a mortgage broker or us as an agent, why wouldn't you target people on Facebook then? So here's the cool part. There are a couple of companies out there that have decided to target your database. If you give them your database, they then target it on Facebook based on the search criteria that you want to give them. So all of a sudden you're scrolling on your phone and going through and you're like, oh yeah, there's a cool property. It's a carousel ad. So you can see like 6 or 5 or 3 different properties. Mm-hmm. You click on one that's like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. You click on it and then you start seeing it and then you put your phone away. Well, what happened is my system through Facebook and through the algorithms automatically decided that because you clicked on that, it's going to start sending you more just like that on Facebook. So now the next day you go through, and now most of these are 3 bedrooms, and they're approximately the same price. Then as you start clicking more, as the days go by, this is the dynamic part. Now you're like, okay, based on these 5 days, you've been searching for this type of home. Facebook and the system is automatically going to send you these.
Right.
It's amazing, man. Like the percentage of you now clicking on my ads has gone through the roof because I'm doing everything you want to like here. And
Facebook
that's what I'm
targeting.
talking.
Yeah, and this to our listeners is just a small snip of the brilliance that you will gain by being a part of this group. Because if you don't know this topic, and I know probably most people don't, in my world it's becoming one of the hottest topics. And if you don't know about Facebook targeting, if you don't know what Tristan was talking about, you need to know about this stuff. You don't want to be late to the game. You don't want to follow the leader unless that's just the route that you want to go, which is probably a mediocre career. But if you want to be great, you need to be a part of these groups. You need to be immersing yourself and communicating and staying in touch and collaborating with the brilliant people like Tristan and his lab coat agents. And Tristan, this has been phenomenal, man. It's always great to talk to you.
Dude, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Is there anywhere else that you want to send the listeners to, anywhere else that they can get a hold of you? Obviously, you mentioned the website, which is labcoatagents.com. There's the Facebook page. There's the various groups. Anything else you want to throw out there?
No, I just, if you have any referrals for me, I'm out of Malibu, California. I am a practicing real estate agent with a team. And so we mainly work out of the Malibu, Southern California area.
That is fantastic, brother. I appreciate it. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so by going to my webpage, which is pfitzermortgageteam.com. And Tristan, again, thank you for being on the show. And we look forward to continuing to watch this progression from 80-something thousand probably to 180,000 in the next 12 months. Man, you are an inspiration, and you are somebody that we definitely want to keep following and keep watching because you're doing great things, brother.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it a lot.
If you're looking to elevate your business, aligned with continual innovation and evolution, Jeff wants to talk to you. Go to PfitzerMortgageTeam.com and connect with him today.